Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad to have you here. If you're new, normally I am talking about yarn, knitting, crochet. I do some weaving. I sew. Now today's a little bit of a break from the norm. There will be no yarn whatsoever today. And for those of you who love to see my yarn, I do apologize in that regard, but I'm a little tired at this point, so I do apologize for a little bit of the subdued manner, but I've had this stuff waiting until I could film it to release it, because I was going to pre-film it, and I was like, no, I want it to be released when it's available. If you do any kind of sewing, okay, this is the episode for you. Now I'm still knitting and I'm still crocheting, and I will catch y'all up on all of that in the next episode. I do promise. I will get on that. But today, I had a couple things, a couple makes to show you, a couple purchases to show. Well, a little bit more than a couple on the purchase side, but that's okay. And while I had gotten in the shower and it had gotten me chilled, so after I got out of the shower, I was waiting on my hair to dry, and I was trying to get warm, so I made me a cup of tea. Well, while I was doing all that, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to just sit here, right? So I started on a project that has been in the works, but it's been more planning. Until I sat down here probably about 2 hours ago and stopped planning and started doing. Now, the first thing I want to show you is the two makes. Technically, I have 3, but I just went online right before I started the video and ordered another color of these drawstrings for that other make. So I don't know. I think I'll hold that off until it's done. But here's another Valentine's, and it's with Snoopy. Who doesn't love Snoopy? But this little guy, he is a Valentine. Yeah, I said that already. He's a Valentine's themed bag. And I didn't have to wait on any thing with him because I had the black. I'm so sorry. I've had the black, so, but I really like that one. I'm not a huge Snoopy fan. I mean, I don't have anything against Snoopy. I love Charlie Brown, you know, but I think this one will find a home. Did y'all hear that? Hold on, my computer's just yapping at me. Okay. Anyway, so it'll probably it'll go to sleep here in a minute because I'm not doing anything on it. But I like the way this one came together. I was going to add, like in my other Valentine bag, I was going to add a different, like a different patterned red bottom and drawstring sleeve. But I thought about it and I thought about it, and I'm like, no, I think Snoopy would actually look really, really good accented with black. What do y'all think? Now, these puppies are huge. Y'all do see that, right? These things measure, well, I know what they measure when I'm cutting them. Let's see. Oh, I didn't have that one sitting properly. I'm trying to fall over on my sewing machine. Alright. There you go. Now, from side to side, this baby measures right at 15 inches. And then its height is right at 13, I think. Hold on. I got to turn the I have to turn the ruler around to me so I can actually see what I'm looking at. No, it's about 12 inches high. And then it has the 5-inch seat on the bottom so that it stands up really well. So this is a pretty substantial project bag. Now, I told y'all once before, let me just set that over there for the moment. I told y'all once before that I was considering doing a smaller bag, and I think I'm going to. I can make a smaller, say, a sock bag, or just like a smaller bag for a smaller project, like a hat, a pair of socks, a pair of mittens, that kind of thing, so that people can have, I will do both a pattern, the large version, and then do the small version, right? In each pattern. And I'm hoping that'll work out. I'm still thinking about the measurements and how I want to do that one. And I still want to make a zippered bag, but I haven't jumped into that yet, so I got sidetracked. I seen squirrels, as my husband says. So, I will get into the smaller bag and the zippered bag, but now I made another bag, and this one will end up going to that podcaster that I was telling y'all about. Now, Kathy, I agree with you. My makes are worth money, but like I said in my comment, in my reply, if she does endorse my website or promote my website at all, then this would just be the cost of advertising. And I've had my own business, and I've paid advertisers up to and beyond $300 a month for advertising. So I don't mind a project bag. But I thought that was so precious. And now Snoopy had a black insert, a black liner. But I continued the pink on the inside, just a different shade on this one. Because I like, and yes, she loves pink. But I like the way that I used so many variations of colors of pink so that it didn't get boring, Because I don't know. Me personally, I wouldn't want a boring bag. Now, you can kind of see I have some strips going on over here. And I will, when I get further into this experiment, trust me, I will fill y'all in. Now, the thing I told y'all about the other day, and yes, I have remnants. I always have remnants. You know that. Oh, let me show you this one, though, before I get sidetracked with all of my goodies. Now, let's see. Okay. Just a quick rundown. Black with white polka dots. Some more blue flannel. They're calling this a starry night. Or starry blue. I don't see it, but it's plaid and it's blue. I have another mint green, and I have a little thing of white. And then one of my coworkers, because she wanted to see one of the bags I made. So I took my knitting in the store that morning and showed her my Georgia bag. Well, she loved it. She thought it was so pretty. And when she come across this pleathery remnant, she said, "Lynn, this would look so cute as the bottom of a bag." And I did agree with her. But this honking thing costs $6 as a remnant. Because this thing is $34 a yard, usually. So I was like, you know what? I mean, it's 3/4 of a yard. I could probably get 3 bags out of that. So in the end, that cost, and I might not do the whole bottom of the bag. I might just do the trim on the top of a bag. I don't know yet. Do y'all have any ideas? Because I could use some. This is. I've never sewn with this material, so I would probably cut maybe an inch or two strip off of it and sew with it and see how my machine handles with it before I actually dove right into using it. But this is the remnant that I got so excited that I wanted to show y'all. Okay. And I made the comment to my coworker because I was cutting this material for an order, and I was like, I would 100% make a full-size tote bag out of this one. And she said, well, let me hold that and let me see if the system will take it as a remnant. It did, y'all. It's 1.5 yards, but it is cotton canvas. So different materials have different requirements as to what our system will allow us to make a remnant out of it. And I'm going to open this, and I will just tape it shut. I will tape it back shut. But I just thought this was gorgeous. And it's cotton canvas, so it will need very little reinforcing. But look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? And that's the width of it. So I could probably get 2 tote bags out of this big baby. Oh, maybe 4. Because this is folded in half. Or maybe 3. I would probably do 3. That way I could make sure the birds are prominent on each tote bag, no matter which way you look at it. But I fell in love with this. I'm really excited to do something with this. I do not need any more tote bags, but I'm going to make them, and I will probably 99% keep one. Because it's just, I love this cloth. And see, my assistant manager was joking with me one day, and she says, you know, you always do the quilt fabric orders, and, you know, even though that's your kryptonite. And she's right. I do gravitate toward those orders. Sorry, my nose is itching again. I do gravitate toward those orders, but it's because, for one, I mean, I know the fabric department almost like the back of my hand by now. And 2, this allows me to see fabrics that I usually would not see. Because I would not have any reason to go over to cotton canvas. And I can't say enough about this fabric. It's just beautiful to me. And it will make a beautiful tote bag. Or 3. Alright, let's see if I can reach my tape here. But I will, when I do make something with it, well, when I make my tote bag with it, it's not going to be something, it's going to be a tote bag. And probably at least 3 tote bags. Because I can line it with regular quilting cotton and not have a problem with that. But yeah, I was so super excited that the system put that as a remnant, because it just it blew my mind. It was so pretty. And I mean, you know, why not, right? Okay, this is what I was telling y'all about the other day. Now, right now, either today or tomorrow, so it's going to either be the 20th or the 21st. And by today, I mean the day you see this. So, they should be back. All of the clearance and last chance fabric should be on 70% off. So if you do so, now you might want to go check out the clearance and the last chance section at your local Joann. because this wasn't even on my radar, y'all. I was over there looking for a pattern knit, a knit pattern, a knit print that I had for an order. And my coworker said, Lynn, do you see anything over there you'd like? I said, yeah, there's a few cute things, but I'm not going to pay that price for them. And she's like, they're 70% off. So I seen the tags on the counter that my assistant manager was about to be putting out. And so I was asking her, because it said the 20th or 21st, I think. And she says, well, I have them out because there's a 3-day sale here that they're going to be on 70% off. And then it'll go back to 60% or 50% or whatever. I can't remember what the underlying sale, the base sale was. And then it'll go back on this date. It'll go back to the 70%. So that's why I didn't want to show y'all till then, or tell y'all. I mean, your store probably won't have these, and it might not even be your taste. So, I went a little crazy. But everything I saw in here has an application in my head. Like this right here, I have some beautiful blues that I can put with this and make a table runner or some more bags. I could even put this as an accent liner for bags. I just really like it because it's got dark navy blue, almost black, and then the light blue. I think there was only like 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards of this. But it was $1.97 a yard. You can't beat that. Because this was originally, I think this was a keepsake calico, so it would be originally $9.99. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. But I was more than willing to pay $1.97 a yard. More than willing. And this, while I'm not a huge fan of brown, almost like I'm not a huge fan of green, but they have their place. Now, this one, it feels like it's definitely stiffer. Let me see if I grab the right receipt. Yes. Alright, so this is brown with what? Triangle browns. Alright, so there was 3 yards of this at $1.97. And, I mean, do I need 3 yards of this fabric? No. Will I use 3 yards of this fabric? Yes. But it's just little triangles on brown, you know. And it is, I believe, that's what I was looking at the receipt to see. No, it is not keepsake calico. Looks like a novelty. The code looks like it's a novelty. So, yeah, you can't beat that, because if so, that's probably $12.99, anywhere from $9.99 to $12.99. But I like that. It's not a traditional color I would have went for, and it was only in the stack of maybes. I had some definites that I wanted prices on that I was most likely going to get, and then I had a couple in the maybes. This was one of the maybes. And I have another maybe down here too. But I'll use it, most definitely. I'm going to keep this handy so that I can tell y'all. Now, this swirly one, let's see, what is... Okay, that's not it. Alright, so I will go with the pink stars. This was 2 yards, And it's just a fun little color. It's got stars and circles on black. There's white circles and pink stars and, yeah, dark pink stars. But this was $1.97 as well. And I think I said there was only two yards of this. Yeah. So there's only 2 of these. But normally I get remnants or I get fat quarters for my bags, because I don't really think about getting a full yard of a fabric, especially at full price. Now these at 70% off, you betcha I will definitely do it. And this one right here, I was trying to find out which one. I think this is Blender Gray. So this is a keepsake calico. Alright. It didn't ring up at... Yes, it did. It rang up at 70% off. Alright, this was $1.97. And there was 3 of it. Now, this is just a funky enough gray and black textured Blender Gray. I mean, it's definitely unique. But I will definitely use it. So I don't have any problem with that one either. And I haven't showed my daughter-in-law, but I'm going to tell her I must have been channeling her that day, because I definitely went for the darker colors. Except for the gingham blue. And even the pink stars and circles is a black backdrop. So I kind of was. I kind of was doing that with her. Alright, so. This one right here. They're just calling it a gray plaid. Okay, we'll go with that. And there's 3 yards of it at $1.97. But, and see, the thing about this is, I'm not only limited to bags and stuff, but as you can see, I have a blend of different colors on this new project for a quilt that I'm trying. So, any of these would work for any of that. I mean, I like this. It's a pretty little gray plaid. And usually our fabric runs pretty... The turnover in the bolts are pretty quick. And if something sticks around for maybe 4 or 5 months, they'll pop it into Last Chance sometimes. Because, I'm sorry y'all, my hair's just got sprigs going everywhere. But that way it'll keep the stuff fresh, you know, and cycle through. Alright, this one I'm going to tell you, I fully... Hold on. I almost didn't get this one. I almost didn't get it. And this is... It's called Meteor, a bigger universe star gray. But I'm hoping that the light will catch the silver, the shiny silver in that. Now, all that luscious prettiness comes at a cost. It was ringing up at $5.97. And originally it was, I think, $16.99. So my coworker said, you know, I can't change the price unless we have manager approval. And I said, that's fine. So I went to my manager, I showed her where it was, and it had the Last Chance, the clearance sticker on it. And she said, well, what is it? What is 70% off? And I said, $3.89. And she said, okay, have her change it. And I still almost didn't get it, because $3.89 is pretty expensive. But this is some thick fabric, and it's cotton. It almost felt like cotton canvas. but not quite. It's not as thick. It's not as thin as quilting cotton, so I'm not really sure. I have to look it up, and if I use it, or not yet, but when I use it, I'll definitely tell y'all more about it. But it is substantial, and it's 3 yards of this. So that one, that little bit of bling on there, that cost me a little bit. And so did these two next ones. Now, that one right there is a standard, anywhere from 44 to 54 width, from selvage to selvage. These two right here are the quilting size, the 108 inch. And that's why I pulled the trigger on them and bought them. Now this first one, it's a Galaxy Black. And actually, let me see. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't catch the price discrepancy on that one either. The Galaxy Black was $4.97 a yard. But when you think of it, you're getting twice as much per yard as you are the traditional. So, whereas that is anywhere from 44 to 54 inches wide, this is 108 inches wide. So you could back a quilt with one of these. Now, I love this Galaxy, and y'all know me. Yes, my Galaxy Cosmo 1 bags that I've made, they were green. I mean, they were blue based. But could you imagine having, instead of having just the black on the bottom or the blue on the bottom, having this on the bottom? That would be beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. You know what I could do? This is 108 inches and I have, what did I say, 3 yards of this? Yes. I have 3 yards. No, I have 2 yards. Poo. I might be able to make her a throw. But I can make her a gradient throw with this as my backing. I don't know though. I'll have to think on that one. But I like this pattern. I really do. I think that is just so pretty. And I am losing daylight fast. I don't know what it is with me trying to do these videos later in the evening, afternoon and evening, but, well, my last video was first thing in the morning, so that was more on par with my normal, sorry, that was not attractive, but I'm sorry, it's just, I see sprigs coming down on my face. And then rather than just keep picking them off, I'm ignoring them and they're tickling my nose and making my nose itch. So I'm sorry about that. Now, this is a teal tie-dye. It is 108 inch quilt backing too. And this is the one I have a problem with. But since it's clearance, I don't know if they'll fix it. This is $5.97 a yard. But now, this one was 3 yards. That might be why I was mixing it up with that Black Galaxy. Because this is 3 yards. But this was $5.97 a yard. But this blanket, or this quilt that I'm trying to make over here, I could totally make this the back of it. That's what I thought when I saw this, because I had already had the colors mainly in my head when I bought this. And I had taken them to work that day to show my coworker, because she was asking me, did I figure out what colors I wanted to use on that? And I said, yeah, you know. And this is the beauty about working in a craft store, because 99% of the people that work with you craft some kind of how. Not all, not all of them, but most of them. And she said that, because this was in my I don't know pile with the brown, because of the busyness of the tie-dye, you see how small they are. And I was like, yeah, that's... And it turns out that's the most expensive. And I can't say that she talked me into it. I talked myself into this puppy. Because if worse comes to worse, I could not piece this up, but I could break it up. No, because it's going to be the bottom of a quilt. I mean, the back of a quilt. I don't know. I might hang on to this for another project. Because as soon as I saw it, y'all know me, blue and purple, right? So as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I could so have fun with this thing. So, now y'all see what I did. And like I said, if you sew, or, I wouldn't pass it up right now. I don't know if it's running to the end of the month. I can't remember that. I do know it's supposed to start the day that this is going to air, or Tuesday, the 21st. I can't remember 100%. And I was going to text my assistant manager and ask her, but I realized it's so late. She's already off work, and I really don't want to bother her after work, because she might not. She has so many ad sets to put up. She might not remember, And like I said, she's got a 2-year-old. No, I think Abby is like a year, maybe a year and a half. So I don't want to intrude on their time at all. I really don't. Oops, let me put my remnants back in there. But I had to share this with y'all. And I wanted to wait to share it until I knew that y'all would be able to get the same kind of deals. And this pile that I just grabbed, that I have in my lap, it didn't take me not even 5 minutes to grab. Because as I was looking for the one for that order, I was like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. And I grabbed everything that caught my eye, and I put them in a pile, well, 2 piles, on the employees section of our counter, of the cutting counter. And I put a note on top of it, said Lynn's, and then I said, I'm checking prices, so that I wouldn't, I didn't want to commit to all of those. And I had a couple more that I liked, but when I got back over there and I started checking prices, the prices wasn't bad. I mean, obviously I paid more on some of these, but they wasn't horrible, but they, how can I say it? They were not, they didn't wow me enough. Especially in light of me choosing all this. Because that was a little expensive. But, like I said, it will not go to waste. Just like none of my yarn is going to waste. Yes, I have some yarn from a Hobby Lobby clearance back in 2019, I think. My son was in Colombia, so it might have been 18 and 19. Because I did 2 years of Hobby Lobby back to back. I did their clearance back to back 2 years. And I'm thinking, yeah, I think it was 18 and 19. I don't think it was 17 and 18. I think it was 18 and 19. Possibly. Anyway, so I still have some of that yarn. Not a whole lot of it left, but I still have some of it left. But it's not so old it'll dry rot. So it's not like, I mean, yes, there is a time limit on some yarn because you don't want it to dry rot. I have some pink cotton yarn. I don't make anything with it yet because it is starting to dry rot. But back in 2003, when we lost our home to a fire, I went on eBay and I was buying yarn. And I think that cotton yarn, now think about what year it is now. And this was 2003. It was at the tail end of 2003 because, well, no. I bought it when the insurance company had put us in a rental house. So it was probably mid 2003. So that's at least 21, almost 22 years from now. But, and it seemed like it was fine at the time, but it could have been, you know, maybe 5 to 10 years old at that point. I don't know. But anyway, the whole point of that, and I'm not trying to justify, you know, me buying this stuff. I'm just saying it won't get wasted and it's not going to sit there and look pretty on my shelves. Which, none of that, except for those little remnants, is going to go behind me. I might need to figure out a little bit better system for my... I have them on a rack right now. The bigger cuts of fabric. Does any of you sew? If you do, how do you keep your yards or more, at least a yard or higher quantity fabric? I mean, mine is folded and is sitting on this little shelf on this rack. But I don't have a whole lot. I normally don't, like I said, I normally don't do that. So I have on that shelf about as much as I have in that bag. Mainly I do remnants and pack quarters. I told y'all that. But anyway, I'm repeating myself now. So it must mean that it's time for me to stop recording. It really is, because I have to go get dinner started. I'm doing Tuscan chicken tonight. So that must mean I need to go ahead and get moving. But I have really enjoyed showing y'all what I found, of course. Just like I enjoy it when I do my yarn. But if you do, you know, go check out your local Joann and see what their clearance and last chance section has. And just a side note, if you do home decor, like if you do upholstery or anything, that counts too, because it's clearance and last chance. And usually it's in the very back corner of the home decor, the big old rolls of stuff. Now, I don't remember. I'm trying to think. I don't remember walking back there. But I was so focused on this stack, and that was plenty. Trust me, that was plenty. I did not need to get any more. But, you know, that's just something for you to keep in mind if you do decide to go check it out. But in the meantime, I want y'all to have a good day, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this. And try to find something that you enjoy doing or people you enjoy being with. And just have some fun. Make the best out of each day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.